Welcome to another episode of Something for the People. This is your boy B Hunt, aka the Silent Prophet, along with my co-host, Big Country.
What's good, people?
Got a special guest today. Go ahead.
Nair Bundy. How y'all doing today?
Understood. We got some topics.
Before we even start, everybody go to YouTube, like, subscribe to the podcast. Something the number 4 DA people. We're trying to move over from Facebook to YouTube more.
Right.
So support us by doing that. People, we need your help. So pass it on. Let a friend know. Like, share, subscribe.
Just get over from here to that, because at some point they said they going to stop this. They're going to stop the podcast function on Facebook. So everybody we deal with typically is on Facebook. Had I known this from the beginning, I would have never put you in this position. But I did not know. He did not know. And for that, I apologize. But if y'all can get over there, I'd appreciate it. One, let's talk about these gas prices, because there's a man who's caught on camera swapping the gas handles from another person's gas. At this point, how gas prices is, like, I feel like that's assault on my life.
It is.
I could see it happening, though.
Yeah, I could see it too. Go ahead. Don't worry about it.
I could definitely see it happening. Man, the fact of the matter is, money kind of funny, and you trying to figure every way to try to get a little bit of gas out here.
Yeah.
Man, I know it was sometimes I had to overdraw in my bank account to get this gas. Yes, I don't get paid till Friday. It's Wednesday. I need this gas today.
Yeah.
I need to get to work.
And so if I got to hustle it some way, thank God I had a couple people like, man, I'll shoot you 50 until then. Just pay me back when you get paid. Okay, cool. I got you.
Sell plasma, all kind of stuff to get gas.
Man, you remember in college when people used to, hey, I sell plasma. Come near twice a month.
Yeah. I ain't never had, in college, I ain't never had to sell plasma. Although I was sleeping on couches. But that's outside the point. We ain't worried about that. We just, worry less.
But I'm just saying, the way gas is set up now, don't get me wrong, I'm glad it's going down a little bit. But hell, it was almost $5 a gallon.
Yeah?
Nigga, my car is not supposed to take $80, $90 to fill it up.
Hello?
True.
Now, all of a sudden, for a full tank of gas, about $90. And that's for unleaded. My brother had to pay over $120 because he had to put premium in his.
I never thought $3.88 for gas would look so good.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited to see $3.88.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm happy to see $3.88. You over here like,
I need
man, $3.88? Hey, let's stop going to get gas right now.
Yeah, I need
Where you at? I'm at 3/4, but I'm going to fill it on up.
I got some before I came over here.
Understood.
I'm going to have to get some sometime this week.
Mm-hmm.
So, I'm going to have to let y'all finish this episode. I got to go to work.
You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah.
I'm gonna
Already?
take my phone. It is when you on call. He said cut the wall open, get them cool. I gotta cut the wall open and get them cool.
Well, you got to do what you got to do.
I gotta do. But outside of y'all, go ahead. Lynn gonna be up here in a second. I'll let her know.
Nah,
Y'all do y'all thing if y'all want.
That's what's up. I'm going to pull up these topics then.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to pull it up and everything.
Moving the co-host on my first time on the show. I appreciate it.
Next level.
I guess I'm going to slide over on positions and everything.
To the head chair, man.
Head chair. Yeah.
If the head, man.
Won't fall.
Yeah, you fall, I'm going to rush you up. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah. But, yeah. So, over here in the hot seat and everything. So, let's go on to the next one and everything. We talking about Trick Daddy on refusing to get divorced, calling his wife a side dude's boyfriend-in-laws. How you feel about it?
That's weird.
Yeah, I thought it was very weird myself. I mean, it made no sense, but
So he don't want to get divorced.
yeah.
He wants to stay married and still let his wife do what she do.
Yeah.
And he calling them
Boyfriend-in-laws.
That's kind of suspect.
Yeah, I'm just saying, I like Trick Daddy music, but I'm just saying.
He missed me when he was talking about Eat a Booty Gang a while ago. Yeah, he missed me.
Yeah, he was the first one to actually say it. He said it before anybody else, for Kevin Gates and all.
Yeah.
But my thing is, for you to get to a point where you're like, man, that's my boyfriend-in-law. Like, it's kind of weird. It's like,
he said it's cheaper to keep her, huh?
I mean, either if it's cheaper to keep her, bruh, why wouldn't you just be like, man, you do your stuff out there. I don't want to know. Don't bring that to this house. But for me to see it in my face, highly disrespectful.
So she doing it in front of him?
Nigga, if you know they boyfriend-in-laws.
I mean, you could know that she got side dudes, but that don't mean.
I don't even want to know you got side niggas. Just go out, hang out with your friends, do what you do, come home.
I don't want to be in no situation like that. I'm not gonna lie.
Yes, I don't want to be in none of that.
Nah, I'm straight.
Like, oh, boyfriend-in-law, nah, bro.
Treat that a little suspect.
We're going too far with certain things. I'm like, don't get me wrong. If I was in that type of relationship where we just open like that, I'm like, it's cool, but you ain't telling me that that's where y'all were at.
I don't want to know all the details.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to know all the details.
And that's what I'm saying. If you and your girl were to have an open relationship and everything, I know for a fact most men gonna sit here and say, bro, if you gonna do what you gonna do, I don't want to know. Most women would say that same thing. I don't want to know.
Don't tell me.
Like, you keep that to yourself. You do what you do when you do what you do.
Find out about it anyway. He trick daddy. So
yeah.
People
there's always gonna be that one person.
Yeah, people gonna come and tell him anyway, just because of who he is. Hey man, I seen your, especially they know your girl is or your wife.
But it's just crazy though. It's like, man, like we at the point where, I guess you're gonna get that. Right. But we at the point now where it's, oh, my wife got a boyfriend. He come in, he move around, he do what he want to do when he want to do it. It's like, nah, it's a little too much for me. Yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Treat that as suspect.
Yeah. What can you say about that?
My boyfriend-in-law. No, I'm straight.
The boyfriend-in-law. What's good, Ronnie B?
How you
doing? Yeah. If y'all don't know, in Texas, it's hot as hell.
Oh, triple digits. 108 supposed to be tomorrow.
Man, it's fish grease hot. If you don't know about fish grease gonna burn your skin, mess you up something bad. Like,
it's supposed to be 108 degrees tomorrow, bro. I'm staying in the house.
Man, me too. I ain't doing nothing.
I'm not going outside.
You know, they over here talking about football season, getting ready for football practice.
Yeah, I can watch it from.
Yeah, and watch it from home.
When we do start 2 a days though, I'll be out there in the heat with my bucket hat on. I'm gonna have my bucket hat on and my water.
Man, is it me or is it getting hotter? Because it shouldn't be this hot.
From ERCOT talking about he didn't know it was gonna be this hot. What? This is Texas. It's hot every year.
Shoot, it's hotter than the space between two fat people. Like, it's too hot for all that. But let's go and hit this next one.
What's the next one?
How important is listening to a effective listening relationship? Neo said that effective listening is what saved his marriage.
I could see that.
Like, what do you think about it?
I mean, effective listening, you have to be able to listen to understand. A lot of people, they listen to respond instead of listening to understand. So some of the stuff that you might tell somebody, it might just go in one ear and out the other. So for me personally, speaking from experience, I would like, if I'm speaking, I would like for you to listen and to understand what I'm saying. That way I won't have to keep reiterating things and going back and forth. But I can see why he says that.
Like, I agree with you. One of the things that I think that we keep trying to do is trying to win instead of trying to understand. Yeah. Like, if you, like, some people are like, oh, I got that one up on him, like I shut them down or I shut her down, something like that.
If you're doing that in a relationship, you don't need to be in a relationship.
And that's very true. But I know a lot of people that do that petty stuff. It's like, oh, well, you may be smart intellectually, so you'll come up with things just throwing them out instead of, hey.
Because I'm petty.
Yeah. I think everybody a little petty.
And I had to learn that. I learned a lot of stuff the hard way. Yeah. Just by being petty. I'm gonna try to one up you, but then when it ain't fun when the rabbit got the gun, you know. Yeah.
Oh, that's very true. You over here like,
you can't dish it.
They always say if you can't dish it,
don't hand it out. I'm just saying.
And that's one of my things, because a lot of people out here get a little crazy with, like, oh, well, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my point across to hell with your point,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna get my point across.
See, they're not listening.
Mm-hmm. And then that person feels neglected.
Yeah.
And this goes on both sides, men and women, all that kind of stuff. You're like, man, like, if you trying to get your point across, the worst thing for somebody to feel is not heard.
Yeah.
Like, I keep telling you how I feel. Then they mad because, oh, well, I can't believe you did this.
Yeah.
What do you mean I did this? I told you.
That's just the point that I was going through in my situation.
Mm-hmm.
As far as communicate, I feel like communication is the biggest part of the relationship. Like, if you can't communicate, you're not going to have a relationship. It's not going to be successful. And if it is successful, it won't be for long.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things in a relationship that you have to be able to communicate about in order to get things done for bills, everything, feelings. Like you said, if somebody's feeling like they're not heard, that's going to become an issue at some point.
Nice.
Ain't only going to take that for so long.
Oh, yeah, that's very true.
Everybody
Like, I do believe communication is key. You have to be able to communicate out here. Yeah. If you can't tell or express someone, and if you get angry about anything, I know at one point in time, I'm very loud. So some people thought I was being angry. I'm like, no, I'm just loud for no reason. It's not loud to be, I guess you'd call it
passionate.
That. And like,
speak.
One of the things that I always was thinking of, this is old school. This is off of Pulp Fiction, where Marcellus Wallace is talking to Bruce Willis. He's like, oh, yeah, you're going to throw that fight. And if you get that little tingling sensation on the back of your neck, talking about, oh, you could have did better, you could have did. Now that's just pride messing with you. He's like, to hell with pride. Pride don't get you nothing out here.
It don't, for real.
And that's one of the things that I've learned in life. You being proud, like, oh, I ain't going to say nothing. Oh, I'm going to get the best of you all the time.
I mean, honestly, you see that more in men than women as far as being prideful. A lot of men are prideful.
Yeah, I do believe men are more prideful because of the way we've been raised on certain things and like certain stereotypes. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying all stereotypes are bad, but it's like everything doesn't fit everyone.
No.
And
definitely.
For me, I'm like, your pride, when it comes to you having someone you love and you have children and things like that, hell, I've had to put my pride to the side.
Have to. Because
there was a time I was broke. And when I mean broke, I was like, nigga, I got to figure out a way to get this for my family.
It's not about you no more.
Mm-hmm.
Because when you got other lives that you're responsible for. So for me, I feel what you're saying. I've been flat broke, busted. Couldn't even go to the store and get nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Had to get it. Had to figure out a way.
Yeah, and that's
Scratch,
the thing is,
claw, whatever you
hell,
do.
wherever it takes. I'd rather go without than my family go without.
See, that's why I don't judge people in certain situations. Oh, well, how could he do this? Or how could I don't know that man's situation. I don't know that woman's situation. I don't know what she was going through. I don't know what life threw at her to where she felt like she had to do that or he felt like he had to do that. That's why I don't judge people. You know.
I agree 100%, and that's one of the main reasons why I tell people, unless you standing in their shoes, how you know what they're going through?
Don't speak on them people, man. Just that a lot of problems could be avoided because it seems like everybody has something to say, regardless of what it is, good, bad, whatever. Somebody gonna have something to say about it.
Yeah, there's always somebody whining, crying, and oh well, you should have did this or you could have did that, and there's somebody out there's gonna be like, well, if you would just ask me, then you would thrown this up every chance you got that I asked you for something. And I'm like, that's one thing to really.
I really gotta trust you for me to ask you for help.
Yeah, that's my thing because I'm like, if you throw it in my face, ooh yeah, they're gonna really piss me off.
And me personally, I'm not gonna loan somebody something or give somebody something that I need right back.
Yeah.
If I ain't got it, if I need that right back, I'm not gonna give it to you.
Oh, I 100% on that.
I'm not gonna give it to you. Even if I have it to give, like because I'm gonna need that right back, and I'm not sure if you're gonna be able to get that right back. So I'm not gonna let you borrow that.
Yeah. So, okay. Question on this one: is revenge the right way to go? A woman washed her man's head. He had dreads in his hair, and she washed his head with Nair because She was mad he was texting another woman. And don't get me wrong, before people start, I'm not saying him texting a woman is right. But if I wasn't talking about hooking up with this chick or wasn't certain things on that level, I know there's going to be someone that says that, hey, texting is wrong. All these things are wrong. But, bruh, if I ain't done nothing, then why am I getting held to that point?
Nah, because you should be able to communicate outside of your relationship.
Yeah.
It shouldn't just be, I have to communicate with her all the time. I can't have no friends. I don't operate like that. But if you texting and you communicating and there's not anything going on like that, why get mad? You reading it, you seeing for yourself what they're talking about.
Yeah, go and slide close to them.
If they're not talking about anything, you know what I'm saying, as far as that you would view as disrespectful in a relationship, then why should it bother you?
Yeah.
I mean, that's how I feel. My
thing is, in this life, like I'm married. I've been married for 5 years, about to go on the 6th in September. Love my wife to death. My wife talks to other people. I ain't in her business trying to figure out who you talking to, who you doing this and doing that to. Now, me and my wife know we both have lines. That's nobody else's business where them lines are.
Oh, yeah.
And that's one of the big issues. A lot of people be worried about what other people think. It's like, if you and yours have a certain line, we don't cross this line.
Yeah, that's why I keep my stuff off the internet and all that. I don't want people to know what I'm doing.
Same here. The only thing I could say, I've never posted nothing about my relationship.
For what? I used to do that. I was childish back then, but as I'm getting older now, and I'm realizing things are getting more serious, I'm like, nah, I don't want everybody in my business.
Yes,
because if you put your stuff out there, you basically letting people know, like, oh, it's okay for you to comment on my situation.
You can criticize, you can say whatever you want about
it out there. So if you putting it out there, then you got to be open to criticism.
But that's my thing is, I'm not going to put my business out there. Nobody knows my business. And I know a lot of people get irritated because they like, oh, does his wife let him talk like that or say this? I'm like, everything I do, my wife knows any and everything I do. But that's none of your business.
See, yeah, people always get caught up in other people's business. Oh, well, if that was my man, I wouldn't let him do that. He wouldn't be saying that. How would you know? You don't know what you would do.
And then there'll be a lot of lonely dudes and women out here talking about, I wouldn't put up with that. Yeah, that's why you ain't got nobody. Oh, well, I'd rather be by myself than unhappy. Oh, if that's what make you unhappy, you're going to be an unhappy person for the rest of your life.
Sometimes you got to let people be who they are, man. And if it's something if it's really something that you can't get with, then by all means leave. But small stuff, man, a lot of people be tripping off the small stuff. Oh, you chew with your mouth open. Stuff like, come on, man.
Oh, I can't believe you out here doing this. I'm like, what is he doing?
What is he doing?
Like, what is he really doing that really hurt you? Oh, he extra friendly.
What?
Nigga, he was a friendly person when you met him.
How he get you?
Like, oh, well, he shouldn't be friendly no more.
What? I can't change who I am because I'm in a relationship.
And that's the thing. Now, I do believe in respecting your relationship.
For sure.
For example, even yesterday, my wife will tell you up and down. She knew I was a hoe. I'm okay with it.
You heard what
even
was calling me. It is what it is, man.
Yeah, it's like, okay, and like you knew it, I knew it.
I was broke.
Yeah. You could say I was a lot of different things.
I was,
but there's no woman that I've ever dated can say I disrespected them.
Well, that's a good thing.
Well, because my thing is like
many men can
when
say that.
I was out here wilding, doing stuff, I'll let you know exactly what it was.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm tell you what it is. If you respect it, if you cool with it, cool. We gonna roll with it. Mm-hmm. If you don't want to roll with it, that's fine. That's cool. But I let you know up front what it was.
Most men are, well, I wouldn't say most men are like that, but a lot of men aren't that way. They lie.
Mm-hmm.
They try to finesse.
But
they forget what being if you a player, if you what they say, a player's nigga, everybody know what that really means.
Yeah.
That means you could tell the truth and still do what you want to do anyway. That's what makes you player, not having all the girls that you lying to.
Yeah.
Trying to be something you're not. Nah, that's not playing.
And that was one of the things I never understood. Dudes be out here lying. We all know dudes that lied 100% of the time.
Yeah.
You lied about everything. Then all of a sudden it's like, well, I don't understand why she's so mad at me. Because you lied to her about everything.
Yeah, the highlight reel.
The girl that you were talking to that you said was just a friend, but she didn't caught y'all up in the house and everything. She was just a friend. I don't know what happened.
That's the same. I mean, I see that a lot with women and men. That's my brother. That's my brother. That's my brother. Okay.
I'm going to be real.
Right.
I ain't said that brother-sister thing in a long time. Only if I call you my brother, there's only a few people that I trust enough that I'm like, okay, that's my brother. That's my sister. Like, for example, Ronnie B, that's my sister. She's my sister. B, her my brother.
For sure.
Love him to death. I'll fight for him. I'll die for him. I'll kill for him. I do those kind of things because you show me up and down that you trustworthy.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Now, if at some point in time you tell me you ain't trustworthy, like you show me that you ain't trustworthy, nigga, I gotta believe you now.
Yeah. If somebody show you who they are, you always believe the first time.
Mm-hmm.
You gotta believe them the first time.
But that's the thing is, a lot of people be out here playing this game like, oh, they didn't show me how bad they were.
You weren't paying attention.
Yeah.
Either you naive.
Mm-hmm.
Which one is it? Because everybody, they show you who you are. Every man's gonna show every woman what his intentions are. All that. Everybody's gonna show you exactly what you want to see. You just gotta open your eyes and look.
Yeah.
That's a problem. A lot of people don't want to see. Oh, well, this is my ideal person, so I'm overlook the small stuff with him. But then you get in a situation where small stuff turn into big stuff.
Certain small things, they may be small to you right now, but in the grand scheme of things, that's something you should have checked at the door.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like for everyone, like whether if you a woman out here, should no man be putting his hands on you? Should no man be over here like? There's a difference because I talk loud.
Yeah.
But if you just constantly screaming at your woman, belittling your woman, you don't need that woman.
Nah.
Well, that woman don't need you.
You a Steph and put your hands on.
Yeah, and I'm like, I could never understand that.
That's a person that always got to be in control. You got to watch out for them type of people, man.
Yeah.
So that's just the thing I had with you seen that question that they were asking about Kevin Gates?
Yeah.
When they were saying he was asking cheating. Most men cheat for peace. To get.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. I was thinking about that one too.
It's not. For me, I look at it different. Like I look at it as a man. Some men are just cheaters, bro. That's just what they do. But then there's some men who aren't cheaters, but they have cheated or they went out and cheated. But the problem is you're not looking at the issue as to why he cheated. You just only see that he cheated. Oh, he cheated. He wasn't happy. He didn't have peace. Leave. Well, I can apply that to many situations. A woman is in an abusive relationship. Leave. What you gonna tell me? Oh, it's not that easy.
Yeah.
You just can't leave. It's not that easy. But as a man, you just supposed to just leave.
But a lot of people don't want to hear that stuff.
You feel
like
what
if
I'm
I
saying?
tell you, hey, like, because you could love someone to death, but there's something that you're needing, that you're yearning for, but you're not getting that.
You're not getting it.
And it's like, I don't want to leave you. I just want you to step up to the plate with certain things.
Yeah.
Like with me and my wife, and I could say it. One of the things that I love about my wife now is that my wife has really been listening to me on certain things. Because for me, I crave, and it's crazy, I crave attention. Because I had the ugly duckling syndrome.
But most men crave attention. They just don't know it. That's what they crave.
Yeah. And like when I was younger and everything, I used to have to work harder and harder. That's why I developed my mouthpiece to talk to women. It was like, because I wanted the attention. I wanted to lure you in, get you where I want, get what I want from you, all that kind of stuff. So I always tried to find the best ways to talk to you, the best ways to let you know exactly what I want. So you can't be like, oh, I didn't know that's what you wanted. Just like I didn't lie to you. I told you exactly what it was.
Yeah, straightforward.
If you gave me what I wanted, we were good for that right then. If you're not giving it to me, I'm going to find it somewhere else.
Yeah, but a lot of women not going to ask themselves that question. What did I do to make him feel that he needed to step outside the relationship.
That's for everyone. Everybody needs to be held
everybody
accountable.
needs to be held accountable for that. But I'm only speaking for this situation.
Yeah.
I mean every situation is different, but it applies.
Yes, it does. My thing is, if you don't want to look at something and be held accountable for your actions, bruh, it's not going to work. You can't be like, oh, because a lot of times we always get to that point where we're like, well, what did he do? Or what did she do?
Yeah, because you got to ask yourself a question. If you're a woman and you constantly are the one getting cheated on, you got to ask yourself, why does it keep happening to me?
Yeah. And vice versa to the man.
Yeah, vice versa to the man too, but you know what I'm saying? But, in any situation, you got to ask yourself, why does this keep happening? Where am I falling short?
Yeah.
You know, because it's going to keep happening to you because it's something that you're not giving all these people that obviously means something to them for them to step outside the relationship to get it. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only point that I'm trying to make. Like I posted that on my Facebook and people kept saying, "Well, leave. Well, sometimes it's just not that easy. It's just not that easy. Does that apply to everything? If a woman is getting whooped by a man and I tell her to leave, does that apply to him? Because it won't. You're gonna say, well, it's
if
not
you're
that
being
easy.
Verbally abused.
Yeah, it's not that easy for you to just get up and leave. Well, for a man, it's not that easy if he's not having peace at home with a woman he's built a relationship with and has a child by. Or kids by, you know what I'm saying? That's not easy, a situation to just leave. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You need to get to the root of the problem and try to fix it.
Because for the most part, that I've known or I've seen with a lot of men is men will stay in some messed up situation to get to a point where it's like,
it's just
I gotta do something.
Yeah.
It's like, man, like I love this woman, but what we doing here is not gonna work nothing for neither one of us.
Because it's hurting us more than it's helping.
Like, and I know there's a lot of women out here say, well, then why dudes cheat all the time? Because he's missing something he needs. Yeah. It's something he needs that you don't want to be like, what does he need?
You don't want to give it to him. Or you don't want to give it to him, or you're not aware that you're not giving it to him. But you can't be aware if you're afraid to ask yourself that question. But that's again, it goes back to the pride thing. Yeah. You too prideful. I'm this, I have this. So?
And that's where you go to that point where a lot of men will tell you, they talk to a lot of women. Mm-hmm. Doesn't mean a dude, and I was talking to my wife about this just the other day. I was like, a dude screwing another woman means nothing to that man. Nothing. Because we do not care.
It's not emotional for us.
Not like that. It's like, no, what he has here, that's what he's trying to hold on to. It's just not what he's not getting something that he wants here.
Exactly. So he's trying to go get it elsewhere.
Mm-hmm. But he's trying to make sure he keeps.
But he wants home home is home. You got to take care of home first. Every man should know that. Yes. You definitely have to take care of home. If you're not taking care of home first, you can't even fix your lips to ask for something outside. You know what I'm saying? You're not even taking care of your responsibilities at home. So how can you ask me for something? You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that's 100%. It's like,
I get that aspect. Like for me and my girl, I've been with mine for a minute, and she's helped me get to this point. Mm-hmm. You know, but unbeknownst of her, I helped her get to this point. Yeah. You know, but the difference between me and her is she wants you to know. I don't care if you know. I know. You know, I know what I did. I don't need everybody else to know. I don't need validation. Most people need validation. I don't.
Now, let's go back to this point. Like, do you think men are much pettier than women on certain things?
Yeah. That's why a lot of women get cheated on, because men are petty.
Mm. Expound on that a little bit.
It's not that I don't love you. It's not that some men could be getting everything they want out of a relationship, and she do something to pick. All right, well, you know what? You could play that game, and then you go out and do something stupid, all for a momentary, because you mad in that moment. You know, it's petty.
Momentary lapse in judgment, mess up a lot.
whole world up, in a matter of minutes because you're not thinking.
And that's where I always look back at the. I never just really wanted a baby mama.
Nah,
like
me
that.
neither.
That whole term, baby mama, got on my nerves. It's like whether we married or we not married, we in this together because we have a child together.
So me as a man, I know even if me and my child's mother doesn't make it, I'm still gonna make sure she has what she needs.
Yeah,
because that's the mother of my child. And it directly affects my child what you go through, whether she knows it or not. You know what I'm saying? So that's still my responsibility to make sure that she has what she needs in order so she can give my daughter what she needs.
I 100% agree on that. And I always said it. Just because I'm married doesn't... I pray to God that me and my wife last. But if we don't, I still have to man up and do what I need to do to help my wife or my ex-wife if she ever became that.
Yeah.
But so we could help those children, our children that we created together, to be the best they can be.
Yeah, and that's not saying you got to go out and be a simp.
Yeah.
And pay all the bills and do it. That's not what I mean. You know, because most women today, to be honest, they don't need your help. They don't. They out earn us. They're more educated than us. So I mean, truthfully, they don't need us, and they don't have a problem with letting you know that.
That goes into a whole nother subject right there.
But I'm just saying, they don't need us, man. But we really need each other.
Like, and
the relationship doesn't work. Like, the only thing that you know Kevin Samuels, the only thing that he ever said that I agreed with, as far as relationships between men and women, was when he said, the man is the key to the relationship. And if you think about it, that's true, because a woman can want something from you. She can want to be with you all day long, but if you're not ready, it ain't happening.
Yeah.
You're not moving. You know, so that's how I look at it.
And like, I agree with certain things that Kevin Samuel said.
Yeah, a lot of a lot of stuff he said was bullshit.
Like some stuff he was reaching for it, and I was like, But certain things I agree with because I was like, certain, like, for example, one of his concepts was like, yes, the man being in control on certain things is basically your fallback plan, where he was talking about, yes, I build my house on solid ground because of the fact of the matter, a lot of times no woman out here wants a weak man.
No, they don't.
Like, if your man broke down, start crying, whining about stuff, he cried more than you. You will lose respect for him because you're thinking, that's my rock. Yeah. That's like, he stands tall. As long as he's standing tall, okay, if I'm weak sometimes, my man got me. Yeah. But now, if your man break down and get weak like that, it's going to be hard for you to be like, we just going to stand right here.
Well, no, I agree, but then it comes to a point like me, I'm just good at hiding my emotions. Yeah. Like, I'm very, very emotional. I'm just good at hiding. A lot of stuff bothers me. I wear a good face. You know what I'm saying? Even.
But truth be told, that happens to a lot of men.
Yeah, that happens to a lot of men. You gotta be able to function even when you're not feeling chaos. When it's total chaos up here, out there. You know what I'm saying? Women, they do it a lot. Mm-hmm. So I give, like I said, I love women. Don't get me wrong. All kind of women, white, black, I don't care. I mean, I love my sisters first. Yeah. You know, so let's get that. We not going, you know what I'm saying? We not going to get that confused. I love my sisters first. I don't date outside my race. But I care. I'm a feminist because I care more about women rights as opposed to men, if that makes sense. So like men run around and do what they want to do. At the end of the day, we do. Women, throughout history, you can see it. It's always barriers. It's always something that they have to overcome, and for them to be able to participate in what we got. It's always been like that. They can't come. They don't have a seat at the table. They gotta work to get that seat at the table. You know what I'm saying? So for me, I understand a lot of the struggles that women go through, and I had it bad. But like, a lot of them be tripping too.
I'll say it like this because there were some people like, man, you sound kind of chauvinist. I had to tell my mom that. I'm like, I'm not chauvinistic. I am egalitarian, meaning I believe in fair equality for all. I'm going to hold men accountable because I think there's a lot of men need to step up to the plate and quit playing these women like that. Because a lot of times it's like you want to be a man, but you don't have any idea of the mindset it takes to be a man.
A lot of them weren't taught.
Yeah. Like everybody wants that just because you got something between your legs.
Nah, that don't make you a man.
That's not what makes you a man.
How you handle your business is what makes you a man.
But then I also do believe in holding women accountable on some things too. Because of the fact of the matter, just because you don't have something doesn't mean you get a free pass in life. Yeah. And I hold each person accountable for what it is. So no matter what I'm talking about, it's like, okay, if you're wrong, you wrong. I don't care. I'll tell you. I'll tell your mama. I'll tell your daddy, whoever. I'm going to tell y'all you're wrong because you're wrong. Yeah. So that was one of my big things.
I mean, I understand. I get that.
So
I can agree with that, though. I can agree with that. Holding people, everybody needs to be held accountable. Everybody.
Now, speaking of holding people accountable, should paternity tests be mandatory once the mother has delivered the baby?
I always felt like that.
Like, I have too. And I was telling people, I'm like, this would solve so many issues on both sides.
The only reason why I didn't get a paternity test for my daughter is because of the mother. Mm-hmm. She made me feel secure enough in myself to where I felt like I didn't have to. Like, should I did it anyway? Yeah, sure, probably. Probably should have got one anyway, even though I know that's my daughter.
Yeah.
You know, but I get what you're saying.
Like, the only reason I say that people should have mandatory, just for either person that's tripping, because it's been a lot of cases where one person been tripping, the other person been tripping, or both people. Yeah. But I'm like, we can go and shut this down right now, so you can't. But how I know the baby's mine? Because the paternity test said it was yours.
It has to be. I feel like that'll stop a lot of problems. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Since you put it that way,
we're gonna cut this one real quick.
Have the wrong person paying child support.
No. You cheated. That's not my baby.
Yeah. So now we know.
Yeah, we just cut that plain, smooth, quickly. It'd be easy.
Because you could be in a situation with a woman you feel like you could trust, and the whole time she's been stepping out on you.
Like,
and then you get a paternity test, it's not yours. Now you looking like,
And one of the things that, and I remember this, back when I was in college, in my human sexuality class, they were talking about this man who, he had 2 girls and his wife. He loved his family so much and all that kind of stuff. One day, one of his daughters got sick, and she needed a bone marrow transplant.
He couldn't give it to her.
And he could not give it to her because you have to be the child's father. You have to.
I know that hurt him.
And he found out then because he's like, man, I'll give up my life for my daughter. I'll do it all. And so he got tested to see if he could donate. And that doctor had to tell him, sir, I'm sorry you can't donate.
Ooh.
And
not only is your daughter sick and you can't help her, but then you just found out that's not your child.
And then, like, what pissed me off with that, because I was like when they told us about what happened, I'm like, oh, well, how you know that wasn't his child? And the doctor told them, factually, there's no way you could not be the child's biological father and not be able to give it. So if you were the child's biological father, you would have the DNA where you could get the bone marrow transplant to her.
I mean, that's common sense.
But that's the thing is, people try to play dumb.
Try to play dumb. There's certain things you can't play dumb with. That's one of them.
Yeah, and I'm like, and then he got the oldest child tested. That wasn't his neither.
Woo!
You know how mad you would have? And then I'm like, and somebody's going to say, oh, well, he's the father anyway. To hell with that. You been lying to me this many years, and now you going to try out because I've been raising the child because she's my daughter. Oh, now it's mine because I've been raising the child.
I couldn't say what I would do in that situation. I don't know, but that's messed up.
I couldn't say what I would do because after you've been raising a child for so long,
you gotta bond.
That is my child.
You love that child. You probably always love that child regardless. So I mean,
But I was just like, that's some cold-hearted stuff.
That's cold-blooded.
And that's
and
why...
mom is down
and
bad.
that's why a lot of dads be out here like... Not all. Don't get me wrong. There's some trash niggas no matter what.
Sure.
It's going to always be some...
for bum niggas.
Yeah. Like, we not going to use that as the case for all men because it's not.
Use it when it applies.
Yes. But the whole idea, I'm like, if we just settle this right now, get it done right now, hey, you're the father. You know you're the father. No. You're going to take this test or we're going to lock you up. And I believe it's fair.
Yeah.
Both y'all take the test. Go and draw the baby's blood. Bow, we found out right now. Shut it all down. So when child support comes, you know that's your child. You can't be over here playing that. Oh no, they ain't mine. They ain't me. I ain't do that.
I ain't get no test.
Mm-hmm.
Nah, you have to.
Mm-hmm. Just to shut it down real quick.
Why wouldn't you do that anyway though?
Yeah. Because if you have a doubt in your mind, go and get it done.
Get a test.
You know what? You don't even. I know somebody gonna say I'm wrong for this, but you don't even have to have her permission. I'm gonna take my baby. Hell, they got me at CVS now.
Yeah, you don't have to have her permission.
You gonna hit the?
I mean, respectfully, I would let you know. Hey, I'm getting the DNA test. Whether you want me to or not, I'm getting it.
Yeah.
So we gonna clear it up.
Out of respect for you, I'm just gonna let you know. So we gonna shut this down. Like you know as well as I do. And there's a window of opportunity. So, you know, if I'm not the father, somebody else that could have been the father.
Probably your homeboy.
Mm-hmm. That dude you keep saying, oh, nah, he just a friend.
Nah, this is my friend. That's my brother.
You say he just a friend?
I never believed that.
Mm-hmm. I don't trust that. Oh, that's my brother. That's my friend.
Females I probably messed with back in the day was probably saying the same thing.
Yeah. Oh, I know something that said it. And it's like,
oh, that's my brother right there.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, we type like that.
Yeah, we are. Real close.
So, okay. Now we're getting into the next segment. Before we get into the next segment, I would love to shout out my beautiful wife. Hey, baby, they doing a pop-up out there at Cravens Park. Y'all check them out. Wasted Desires, Yanni Like Mine, Traces Like Mine. Mm-hmm. Wasted Desires, they have waist beads, they have anklets, they have bracelets. They basically have any kind of jewelry for the body.
Check them out.
Then there's Yanni Like Mine. Ladies, take care of your body. These are products made by a black woman for a black woman to help a black woman.
Yes.
Like, please, sometimes... Give it a little help.
Sometimes they can't give you what you need because they don't know what you need.
Yeah.
Your sisters know what you need.
Yeah.
Your sisters know what you need.
Bet that. So, also, check out Traces Like Mine. These are women care products. These are for hair, shampoos, conditioners. These are different things to help the scalp grow. They have a hair oil that actually makes your hair shine. Sometimes I even use it. They have beard oil, different things of that nature. Also, people, this is something for the people. We are moving to YouTube. I need y'all to go to YouTube, like, subscribe, share. Check us out because we're trying to move a little away from Facebook since they're shutting down their podcasting platform. And what we want to do is make sure we don't lose y'all and y'all can stay up to date with us.
Oh, yeah, before you move on, I want to shout out Jasmine Pretty Pickles. You know, that's my girl. She holding it down. If you like pickles, she got all kind of flavors, brand new flavors. I'll come hit up Facebook, Jasmine's Pretty Pickles.
Bet that. I've had the pickles. The pickles good.
I don't even like pickles, and I eat them.
Well, I ain't going to say I love pickles. My daughter loves pickles, but she got all different types of pickles.
Ranch pickles, they're my favorite ones.
But now, to the segment. You won't believe this. So...
What happened?
First one, 63-year-old Joshua Wesely, youth pastor, marries a 18-year-old girl and...
A 63-year-old youth pastor?
Yeah.
All right. And he married an 18-year-old girl?
Yeah. How would you feel about it?
Nah, they've been messing around before she turned 18.
And that's what I would think, too.
Ain't no way.
There's a lot of people out here like, oh, no, you just found love.
No, I don't want to hear that.
What do y'all even have in common?
What does a little girl have to offer you as a grown man? You 63 years old. What can an 18-year-old woman offer you?
Think about it now. I'm 35 years old. There's nothing an 18-year-old, me and 18-year-old got nothing in common.
Can't even really have a conversation with most 18-year-old women. They're not even on the same wavelength as you. As a 35-year-old.
I always think about that. I'm like, man, I understand, they say age don't have a number, but I'm like, at a certain point,
that's not always true.
You just kind of weird.
That's
like,
not always true.
Because I'm like, 18?
Now they mad at R. Kelly for doing stuff like that, though.
Okay.
They're mad at him, but they're not mad at Elvis.
That's actually factual. I brought that one up.
That don't make sense to me.
If you do not know, Elvis Presley did marry Lisa Marais.
Wasn't she 14?
Yeah, she was 14.
Karl Malone did it too.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I wouldn't shake his hand at the Louisiana Tech game, at the Louisiana Tech basketball game. No, dude. Some underage women, man.
But that's the
How do
thing
people not view that?
A lot of people think, oh, that's okay.
No, they pick and choose on who they want to tear down. That's what it is.
And then I also brought up the thing with R. Kelly. I was like, so if we talking about R. Kelly was wrong, which I think he was wrong. He's dead wrong.
He's dead wrong.
But
so is everybody else involved. All of them need to go to jail.
Them parents
they got a mom out there coaching the daughter on how to get a baller to take care of them, and this is what you need to do so you can get on your solo album and stuff. No, all of them need to be locked up.
And that was my thing. And I'm like, that is fair. No matter what you try to, like, R. Kelly is wrong for what he did.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be out here doing all that. First of all, R. Kelly could have had, especially in the 90s.
That's probably why he did it.
I guess so. That's just weird to me.
Think about it like, you at the height of your career, pretty much do whatever you want to do. R. Kelly could pretty much do anything. And he did. He did everything that he wanted to do. That's why he's in the situation that he in now. Those are choices that he made.
But
so I mean,
I don't know. Maybe to me, maybe because my brain's on right. But I'm like, what could this 14-year-old give you that a grown woman couldn't give you?
I don't know. That's weird to me.
There was only one thing I could think about it.
I'm a school teacher. I can't even.
Like, that's just weird because I'm like, I never thought a 14-year-old. Oh man, she fine.
I've been around 14-year-old girls a lot, and no.
Yeah, it's like nobody wants you.
No.
But for him to go that far, but then other people to enable him and help him.
Yeah, that was the problem. Was he would not have been able to get away with the stuff he got away with for so long if he wasn't been able. Yeah. People weren't assisting him.
People were helping. People set him up. Another woman was like, "Oh yeah, I would go get the girl for him and all that kind of stuff."
Why aren't you locked up? You definitely need to be locked up.
Yeah,
you just
nobody want to talk about that.
You just like old girl for what's that, Epstein? Yeah, that's what she was doing.
But that's why I didn't understand.
And didn't she get sentenced to 20 years in prison or something like that?
I don't know if she got sentenced, but yeah,
it's a lot of stuff going on, man, in this world nowadays. It just make you think. You like, man.
But a 63-year-old.
That's weird to me.
I ain't got nothing in common with a 63-year-old.
That's weird to me. Those are two different generations.
That's way more than two different generations. Like, bro. Like,
man, that's somebody my grandma.
Only reason I'm saying it is because I'm 35 right now. There is not too much I really just have in common with a 63-year-old.
No.
So, an 18-year-old.
And if I do hang out with a 63-year-old, it's probably due to my profession, and that's a coworker.
Yeah.
And we're talking about something dealing with school or something like that. I'm not just randomly hanging out with. I'm 33. I'm not hanging out with no 63-year-olds.
And that's why I was like, it's just crazy out here. People don't want to talk about the truth. When the truth come out, it's like, oh, if I find out, that's if you're trying to convict somebody of a crime and everybody's doing the same crime, everybody needs to be convicted of this crime.
Everybody. But they're not going to do that, though. They ain't going to pick and choose. There's a lot of stuff going on for stuff that people don't understand. You know, and they don't want to understand.
Yeah. They say age ain't nothing but a number, but
that's a lie.
Shoot.
I wish somebody would try to mess with my
daughter
that 63 when she 15.
Like my wife had asked me because she was like, "Do you believe that what was it, a 35-year-old could find an 18-year-old attractive?" And I'm like, "Yes, I believe you could find them attractive." Because the fact of the matter is, okay, at 18, you getting to that point, you in your prime.
Yeah, you 18, you can find them. Yes, you can. Yeah, she's 18. She's attractive. She's a nice looking young. That doesn't mean you have to marry him.
Yeah, man, I just like,
Nah, I don't. That's just too young, man. That just. Oh, well, she's legal. Nah, some stuff just don't need.
There's a lot of things that are legal but shouldn't be.
Shouldn't be, man. So
like, I guess so. And for this last one, Elon Musk and Nick Cannon bond about repopulating the Earth with their children.
You said what?
Elon Musk and Nick Cannon bond of repopulating the Earth with their children because they both, I guess, got a crap load of children now.
He shooting them out. He got them coming in.
I know why Nick Cannon said he wanted to do it, but I'm like, bro, you don't want to slow down a little bit?
Oh, shit.
Yeah, we on the podcast.
You still there?
Yes.
Daddy, come
No, daddy's work is never done.
You should tune in on Facebook. Something for the people. Is it something? The number 4 DA people.
Thanks for that shout out. You know, we even got the little ones up over here.
So I'll see y'all in a minute.
But
Dad's work is never done.
Hey, you know, dad's work is never done no matter what. If mine could use the phone right now, they definitely would be using it.
Yeah, she calls me. That's the worst thing I probably could have did was give her access to FaceTime because now she just FaceTimes random.
Don't even want FaceTime.
Don't even want nothing. Daddy, what you doing?
Like,
I love it though. I
are
ain't
the
gonna lie.
best thing ever, and that brings us into this point. You know how you like. I never thought when I was young how much I would love being a father. Don't get me wrong, I wanted to be a father, but I didn't realize the joys truly of being a father till I became one. Like when I hold my baby in my hand for the first time, when they give you that hug and make you feel all warm. And
the love you search. Well, I read somewhere they said the love that you search for being your kids.
I respect it.
And I feel that for my daughter every day. Every time she come home from school, Daddy, come give me a kiss. She want to tell me how I did. I love that. I love it.
Yeah, I crave it.
Yeah,
it's
I love
crazy
it.
how much you.
I can't wait for her to start the pre-K 4, and then she goes to school with the big kids. And she comes. I can't wait for her to come back. Tell me, we did this. You know, I can't wait.
Man, I remember, even being a father. Yeah. One of the things I was thinking about was last week I had to get on my son because, like y'all know, our people, y'all know I got a bidet. My son wanted to work the bidet. So what he did, he opened, he played with my closet door and everything. He opened the closet door, and then he over there playing with the bidet, turned it on full blast. Stream goes all the way, sprays all my clothes. Ooh. All of them. And we ain't talking about the cheap ones. Ooh. We talking about the
work clothes.
We talking about the money clothes.
Yeah.
Like, I got shirts cost $75 on up and stuff.
I'm not doing that.
I hurt.
I used to care about stuff like that. I'm not gonna lie.
I'll be real. The reason why I care about my clothes, I try to keep them as clean and nice as possible. Because when I was younger, we could never afford them.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
It was thrift store every day.
All
it was
day long.
Walmart, pay less. That's all it was.
All day long. And I dare you to say something about my shoes.
Man,
that's how I learned how to
fist fight one.
That's how I learned how to tell jokes.
Man, I got into a fist fight one day because I came out when South Pole was hot and everything.
Well, I had the South
Pole stuff.
Yeah.
But I had some Shaq shoes on.
Hey, the Shaqs that look like Air Force Ones?
Nah, these are Shaqs that look like Jordans.
Oh, no.
Like they look like all white Jordans.
I'd rip you up for them too, though.
Man,
I had the ones that look like Air Force One.
Man, I was looking clean walking through a hallway. This one dude decide, he want to check my shoes out real quick. So he gonna grab my pants leg and pull it up and saw the slam man. I'm like, I got it suspended.
Yeah, whooping. Hey, you live and you learn, man.
But
everybody not for them games.
Yeah,
leave my shoes alone.
But my son, he sprayed on my clothes, and I ain't gonna lie, for a day, probably a day and a half, I was pissed. But then I was more pissed when I spanked him because I felt so bad that I spanked him.
Because that's material.
Mm-hmm. And I was like...
A lot of that stuff can be replaced. No matter how hard you had to work to get it, it can be replaced.
Yes, and that's very true. But I guess the look on my son's face after I spanked him, it was like it broke me down. I was in tears. I ain't even gonna lie.
I don't like Papa my daughter.
Like I hate. I don't. I whoop my children if I have to because I'd rather me whoop them than this world come out here.
That's the last resort for me.
Yes, but I was like, man, it was like thousands of dollars in clothes just sprayed down it, and I was like, oh,
that's that. Messing up my money now.
Oh, and it hurt. And then my Jordans, I have like probably about 15, 20 pairs of retro Jordans, rarely been worn and stuff. Boxes and all. All the boxes ruined. So you know that cuts the price basically in half right there. I'm like, oh, my shoe game.
So even if you wanted to sell them, you can't.
No.
Oh, that sucks.
So, basically, but the worst feeling was when I spanked my son and he cried and he looked at me and I was like, I had to go and call my brother and be like, man, I don't know why I got so mad about it, but then I'm like, I'm hurt they messed up my shoes, but I'm even more hurt that I spanked him.
Yeah. That's the thing. It hurts me when my daughter asks me for something and I have to tell her no.
Yeah.
Daddy, can I get the Barbie camper?
Like,
can I get the Barbie camper? She just keep asking, can I get the Barbie camper? I'm going to get you the Barbie camper. Your birthday next month, I'm going to get you the Barbie camper.
But that's one of the things I've realized. Being a father, like, I've never felt so strong but so weak at some point in time.
I know that feeling. Especially with having a little girl. She break me down. I could be adamant on no. And then she come in, she break me down.
Weak. That little look in
I'm weak.
Like, oh, you're killing me, man.
I'm weak.
Like Daddy said no.
But Daddy. My daughter thing is, like, if I tell her no, but I want to get you, she said, I want to get you a kiss. I want to get you a kiss. So if I tell her no, sit down somewhere. Come here, Daddy. I want to get you a kiss. So that's her way of not doing what I told her to do. I want to get you a kiss.
Man, my daughter come over there, hug my leg, and then if I'm sitting down, she'll try gonna reach up there and grab me.
What's up with that hooking the leg thing? My daughter does that too. She would hook. I walk by, she grabs on my leg and won't let go. Like, Bria, let me go. Like, I'm gonna fall on you, let me go. But she will not let go. What's up with that?
I don't know. Is like, I guess I chalk it up to being a good father.
Probably.
And the partly is because I know growing up, I know my dad tried as best he could, but there was a lot of things I know my dad, even now, he'll even tell me, is like, man, I know I fell short on certain things. I'm like, you did what you could with what you knew at that point in time, because the way most of our fathers were raised was, you got to be hard 24/7, no matter what, don't do nothing. Like, that's her job. You get out here, you get this money, you shut up, you don't complain.
Take care of your home. I said with my dad, we had a few years back, I had to sit down with him, and because I don't have the best relationship with my dad neither. So we had to sit down, and I just basically told him, I'm like, man, a lot of the stuff I was mad about growing up, I'm not mad anymore. I'm an adult now. I see how things operate, and I also have my own child. So I understand how hard it is out here. I get it. So for me to not have certain things growing up or miss out on certain things growing up, I understand now. So for me, a lot of the problems that we had, we got over because of my understanding. So I mean,
and that was my thing. Me and my dad, because my dad was one of those take no prisoners. Like, nigga, you wrong because I said you wrong, and you do as I say, not as I do, kind of thing. So I'm like, well, we're no hugs, all that kind of stuff. It wasn't no, I got your son on this. It was, I put a roof over your head. I put food in your belly. Like, I show you that's how I love you. But now, at least with our generation, I can tell you with B Hunt too. Like, at least with our generations, we know, okay, we need to give out a little more to our children.
Oh, for sure.
Like,
gotta pour into them, man.
Yes.
Everything that you have, all your energy, everything, pour it into your kids, man. I promise you, you won't regret it.
Yes. Like when when I was a child, my parents' main thing was me graduate high school. Just go and graduate high school.
I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know what my parents' plan for me was. I'm not gonna lie. My dad got locked up when I was a baby. I didn't meet him until I was in the 8th grade. So for me and him, I was already trying to be a man. So me and him, we kept bumping heads a lot. When I finally did meet him and move out to Texas, that's how I ended up out here. Because my dad was in Seagoville, federal prison. And he moved out here. Met him a little chick, moved out here. And I moved out here with him. So for me, it was a learning experience, but I needed it. Because if I'd have stayed at home, ain't no telling where I would be at right now.
Yeah.
So like I told him, and even though we ain't had the best relationship or whatever, I still thank you for coming to get me. Because you didn't have to.
Oh, I agree with it.
So yeah, for me, you didn't have to come get me, man.
Like me and my dad used to bump heads all the time because his whole thing was because of with his father. That's basically the relationship they had. Like, shut up. You meant to be seen, not heard.
Yeah.
Do what I say.
Yeah.
Go on about your business.
See, a lot of kids that's a issue with today's generation. That's why we have so many problems in the school system, because that discipline is missing.
Yeah.
A lot of these kids feel like they're entitled. Well, I deserve. You don't deserve anything. You
This
work
girl ain't
for
gonna
it.
give you
You
nothing.
don't get you. We're not giving you anything. See, that's part of the thing I want to implement in my classroom. It's like, you're gonna work for what you get in here.
Yes.
I'm not giving you nothing.
And that's the main
Now, will
thing.
I help you when you stumble, when you fall? Yes, I'm gonna pick you up. I'm gonna make sure I'm gonna break you down to build you back up.
That's the job of a father.
That's the job.
Like,
I feel like that's the job of any adult that are around kids. If you are constantly around kids, even as an uncle, a grandpa, a father, cousin, whatever the case may be, if you have kids that you are around, nieces and nephews, pour into them.
I 100% agree with it, because one of the things I've noticed is like a lot of children now are missing those things, and you could tell that they're missing it the way they grow up.
Yeah.
Like, that whole participation trophy stuff is stupid to me.
Yeah, that blew me.
Like, because my thing is, growing up, I realized you want it, you gonna work.
Yeah, if you want it, you got to go
hard.
get it. It's not, you don't get rewarded for doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
A lot of kids, they want that. Yeah, we're going to give you validation. We're going to make sure that you know I see you doing the right thing. I'm going to acknowledge when you do good. But don't expect it, because you're not going to get it 9 times. The world doesn't care.
Yes.
That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go to work. You're supposed to go to school. That's what you're supposed to do. I learned that the hard way. Don't nobody care.
And I agree with you. Nobody really cares.
Nobody
It's
cares.
the fact of the matter, you got to get out here, get what you want. If you want that,
Get
prove it.
Because everything that anything in this world you can obtain. Don't ever let nobody say that you can't. As a child, if you're listening right now, you can get it. You got to work for it. You can get anything that you want out of this life, but you got to work for it.
I 100% agree. And on that note, we're about to go and do our wrap up real quick. So, as always, I'm going to tell everyone, like, subscribe, share for the podcast. The number 4 DA people. Like, you could find us on everything. You could find us on YouTube, Instagram. You could find us on Facebook. You could find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify. Basically, anywhere there's a podcast. We're on iHeartRadio too. So, if you can't find us, it's because you're not looking.
Yeah, y'all gonna make that change over to YouTube. Make that change. Make it easy. It's easy. All that you got to do is click subscribe. Click that little bell so you get notified when they come on, so you'll know what's going on. Don't get left behind now.
Ding.
Hit the ding so you know, so you can be in that thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And always remember, we're family out here. We're going to take care of each other. If there's something you want to talk about or you want us to talk about on the podcast, feel free. Write us. Email us. You could Instagram us too. However you want to. The link is in the description below this episode. Check us out. Something for the people. Y'all be easy.
Be easy.